After weeks of trying to get me back, you're giving up.
Lulu, I'm bad for you. All right, I am. Everyone in your life's wanting you to stay away from me.
I don't care what everyone thinks.
Look, I'm not good at doing the noble thing, so help me out here, all right?
What is really going on? Is someone making you do this?
All right, Michael. You have a good night's sleep, sweetie. I'll call you first thing in the morning. Bye. Remember that night in the rain? When I showed up pregnant with Michael?
Of course I do.
And you told me how dangerous your business was, that I might not always be safe. And I told you I understood, but I had no clue. I understand now. But when I stayed with you that night, you know, I didn't just choose for myself. I chose for Michael and then eventually Morgan. Now they're trapped. I mean, they're not as completely trapped as Johnny, but they're never truly going to be free. They're never really going to have a normal life. Sometimes I ask myself, did I do the right thing?
You wanted to see me?
You're home.
Yes, sir.
Every time I asked for you, they told me you're gone. Where have you been going, Johnny?
Port Charles is mine. I don't share with anyone.
I'm interested in what makes you think you even have a choice.
You went camping?
No, it was a location shoot for my TV show. More work than pleasure.
Well, still must have been nice to get away from the city.
Yeah, actually, the mountains were beautiful, but it is great to be home. So great. Thank you.
Welcome home. Maybe these were a little too much.
No, they are perfect. And so are you.
You said you would never hurt me. Was that a lie? Is that where this is coming from?
I care about you more than I've ever cared about any girl. But I'm a lousy bet, okay? I screw things up again and again, like I did with Carly today.
I know, you grabbed her.
I got so frustrated she wouldn't listen to me and I just lost it.
You wouldn't have hurt her.
No, of course not. But I let my emotions get the best of me. I was trying to explain to her and she wasn't listening, and before I knew it, I got completely out of line.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that it's okay, but...
No buts, Lulu, please. It's the same pattern with me over and over. Your whole family has told you to avoid me, and I think you should.
Okay, I'm gonna make this real simple. Would you ever do anything to intentionally hurt me?
Why would you leave me, Johnny?
I didn't leave. I went for a drive to clear my head.
Where did you drive, Johnny?
Along the river. Whatever.
You're lying to me. I told you I don't want you leaving this house, but you disobey. You run off without telling the guards.
I always come back.
I need you here.
I'm here.
You're the only thing I have left. Such a handsome boy, Johnny. So like your mother. Why couldn't you have died instead?
I mean, there's obviously no comparison between Sonny and Anthony Zacchara.
You're right, there is not.
I just wonder if Anthony's obsession with his son is Anthony being afraid that, you know, his son is going to have to pay for everything he did wrong.
And hopefully, Michael and Morgan will never really have to pay for Sonny's choices.
They already have. I mean, they were kidnapped. They lost Letitia. I mean, a part of me wishes that Nicholas killed Letitia. I don't want it all connected to Sonny's business. I know he's a good father, Jason, and he loves them so much, and I always tell myself that that's the only thing that matters, that the guards and the threat, none of that makes any difference because the love is there. But sometimes I wonder if I'm wrong.
People have tried to move in on me before, Trevor.
I know. Lorenzo Alcazar. The Ruiz brothers.
They're gone. I'm still here. See how it works?
Sonny, if Anthony Zacchara wants to take Port Charles, he's going to do it because he's got better resources than you do. And you be very careful what you wish for. Because if you want a war, you're going to get one that you don't even have a chance of winning.
I might have believed that once. Zacchara was the enemy no one wanted to have. He was ruthless. He was smart. He clawed his way to the top. Kept his place through fear and respect.
Don't you count Anthony Zacchara out yet. And now that you met him, you even have more reason to fear him.
He's a nut job, and you know it. Because you're running the show, Trevor. What do you think I am, stupid? So I'm telling you, you stay out of it, or I will take you down.
Well, I'm glad to see that you made it back.
Katie, that's nice you hear. Now you're going to get a chance to watch your boyfriend do business.
These are beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, how have you been?
Well, better than I was this morning.
Why, what happened?
Alexis and I, we tried this legal maneuver against Elizabeth and her lawyer, and it backfired. Now I can't see the boys until after this divorce is hashed out.
Lucky, I am so sorry.
Well, you asked me how I was doing, and I was honest. If you don't want me to talk about my divorce, then...
No, of course, I want you to talk about your divorce. It's just every time I hear Elizabeth's name, I get this knee-jerk reaction. She treated you horribly. She lied to you. She was...
Listen, I don't want to think about Elizabeth. I'm sick of thinking about everything that went wrong.
Okay. I just want you to know that you can talk to me about whatever you want. I missed you.
I missed you too.
I made that bet with Maxie before I got to know you. Before I realized how incredible you were. And I spent that time with you. We had those talks, and I never thought I'd go through with that bet.
But you did.
Yeah, I did. I did the one thing I never intended to do. You paid for it. I can't risk letting that happen again to you.
If you really mean that.
Remember how you told me it'd be really, really hard for you to trust me again?
But that doesn't mean that I'm not willing to try.
Yeah, but ooh, I've been pressuring you. That's not fair. Some damage that you do to people, it can't be fixed. You know, they say that they're fine and they feel, but they never are.
You're being pretty harsh on yourself.
I'm done with the excuses. I don't want to give myself another chance to fail you. It's better if I just let you go. Here, I got these for you.
Concert tickets.
Yeah, you know, that band we talked about going to see Blue Star, and I was going to take you, but I figured maybe you just take somebody else. Well, I guess I did one thing to make you happy, right?
They tell me to accept it. How can I when you, my ungrateful son, are the only one I have left in this world?
You have more than me.
It shouldn't be this way. For a man's son to show so little respect, telling no one where he's going, deserting the man who gave him life. I should kill you. But then I'd have nothing left of her.
I won't leave again.
I'll never let you feel this kind of pain, Johnny. I'll never let some bitch betray you.
Well, now that Sonny knows that Trevor's running the Zakara organization, you know, it's possible Trevor might back off a little bit.
If he doesn't?
Well, if he doesn't, Sonny has Diane working on getting Trevor disbarred. I mean, if we could just find any kind of evidence that says Trevor's involved in something illegal, we can blackmail him into backing off.
That's smart. And Diane's great. She got you acquitted.
Yes, she did.
Speaking of which, how's Elizabeth?
Why, Carly?
I'm just saying, you know, Diane is handling her divorce, and I'm sure she'll be shopping for a new father for her children, and I'm sure you're at the top of the list.
Okay, you know what? Don't start. Don't do it.
I want you to know that the last time this subject came up, you yelled at me and really hurt my feelings.
Well, I don't like you insulting her all the time.
I'm sorry. I care about you. You have this weakness for a certain type of woman. I mean, Robin was the first and the worst, and I think she probably warped you for life.
Okay, you know what? I came here to warn you about Zakara, not to get another lecture.
Look, you could listen to me. You know, I have insight, and I'm your friend, and I want to give it to you, and I think you should hear me out.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and fight with you.
I don't want to fight with you either. Look, all I'm saying is that, you know, when you were first with Robin, you were very impressionable. And you bought into this whole act of believing every single thing that came out of her mouth. Even after she betrayed you, you were like preconditioned to believe that someone like Robin, hello, example, Elizabeth, was someone you should admire and respect.
Are you finished?
You know what? I care about you. And I know I sound selfish. And obviously, I would hate to think that I would ever stop mattering to you the way you matter to me, but I do truly, genuinely want you to be happy. And if Elizabeth or Robin or any other woman that sets high expectations for you and expects you to live up to them, well, they don't deserve you. And I love you, and sometimes I get overprotective, and occasionally I may, you know, freak out a little bit.
Are you apologizing?
I'm never going to apologize when it comes to Elizabeth or how I feel about her, but I could be a little more tactful on how I talk with you.
Are you finished now?
Are you so mad at me?
Okay, I know that you care about me a lot, okay? And I know that you have a very unique way of showing me. I'll listen to what you said.
No, you're not.
No, I need you to just focus, please, on yourself and the boys, because what would make me really happy is to know that you guys are safe.
We're going to be safe. We have you looking out for us.
Isn't life strange, Kate? I mean, all the abrupt detours it takes. 1 minute, you are the editor-in-chief of some top fashion magazine, and the next, you're fornicating with some street punk who kills for turf.
What is that supposed to mean?
It's a threat from Anthony Zakara.
Oh, no. I believe it's a statement of fact.
Oh, you're in a position to know, right?
Kate, Sonny refuses to grasp the tenuousness of life, even his own situation. I know that you do, so maybe you'll enlighten him. We finished?
Not even close, Trevor.
What was that about?
I just found out that Trevor is not just Anthony Zakara's attorney. He's running the whole damn show. Anthony Zakara asked me if I'd like the garden a second later. He's trying to force me to play Russian roulette. Then he's threatened to kill my family. He's totally insane.
You were lucky to have made it out alive.
Yeah, well, the last 2 people who visited Takara wound up missing. And I can guarantee you right now that Trevor is the one who had them killed because he didn't want anybody to know about the secret.
Look, I realize you think that he's in charge, but I am still not convinced.
Kate! Why do you keep defending him?
Trust me, after everything Trevor has done for me, I want him to rot in hell. I am just speaking from personal experience. Nothing is more important to Trevor than his position in society. I can't imagine him jeopardizing that to run a mob empire.
He's up to his ass in this. And if somebody doesn't stop him, he's going to take us all down.
You know how many times I just wanted to pick up the phone and call you?
You should have.
No, you were working. I didn't want to bore you with all my stuff.
Really, I meant it when I said that you, and only you, can call me whenever you want.
Yeah, I know.
What, you had no family to talk to? Seriously, what about Nicholas or Lulu? No one was around?
Yeah, they have problems of their own. They tend to believe in tough love.
Oh, tough love. In other words, it was all your fault.
I've made my own mistakes, and I'm not making excuses for them. I just want to feel like somebody's on my side.
Hello. I am.
You're the one person that has understood me.
I actually feel the same way about you. You accept me for who I am. And I can talk about Jason and not worry about if I'm angry or hurt or upset or I don't know where I'm going from here. But you just get it.
I guess we do need each other.
On one condition. You look at me. Feel free to call me anytime, anywhere. Whether I am in Port Charles or Hong Kong. I'm available, okay?
I gotta take this. There's been an explosion at Pier 22. Listen, I'm sorry, I gotta run out.
Lucky, come on. Some Rodriguez.
Listen, I will.
Be careful. That's what you will do.
I will. Welcome back, Sam.
Not to bother you again, but tonight has been such a roller coaster.
Let me guess, Logan.
You were wrong about him, Carly.
If he says he didn't grab me, he's a liar.
No, he was completely upfront about how he was upset and lost his temper, and he feels really bad about it.
I'm sure he does.
Logan said that he doesn't want me to have to turn against my family to be with him.
There's no twist.
And he admits that he keeps making the same mistakes, and he thinks that I deserve better than him, and he ended our relationship.
Logan's playing you. Don't fall for it.
The blonde one has not returned to our abode, nor has she replied to any of my messages.
Okay, Lulu's fine.
You see her? Where did she go?
Well, she took off with Johnny Zakara last night. His guards grabbed her, took her back to the family compound.
So her life is being threatened by the minions of darkness?
She is being used as leverage, so Johnny comes back. He did. They released her.
Happy ending.
Well, Carly said that Lulu stopped by and she seemed fine.
Why didn't she return any of my messages?
I don't know, man. She should have.
Okay, I'm not trying to imply any criticism of the blonde one. I'm sure she had...
Hold on. Yeah. Which one? No, don't. I'll call Sonny.
What happened?
One of our main warehouses had an explosion. Looks like they made their first move.
Hello.
I didn't ask you in.
Is that a way to treat a co-conspirator?
You see, We are not conspiring on anything. I thought about it while I was away, and I decided that I'm not going to let you bully me.
Oh, that's why your location shoot was so conveniently timed. You were gone so long that you probably cooled all the interest Trevor Lansing might have had for you.
You're going to kill me now? Since I won't be seducing Trevor after all?
No, I would hate to upset your lovely mother. Besides, you're more useful to me alive.
I won't work with you. I will not help you. And if you threaten me again, I will go to Jax and tell him everything. Now, I would really like it for you to get out of my home.
Logan's breakup wasn't a ploy. It was real for both of us.
But you're warming up to him.
I'm just telling you what happened. He is very sorry for everything. He even gave me these concert tickets to a band we both like, and he was going to surprise me with them, and now he wants me to take somebody else.
Hello. That is the oldest trick in the book. Please do not fall for it.
Fall for what? We're over. Logan and I are through.
Yeah, and he probably thought he was losing you. Thought you might be listening to your family and friends, telling you to stay away from him. He's a liar, and he's a jerk. So all of a sudden he's doing some big show trying to be noble, so he'll pull you back in.
Carly, I am not that naive.
No, you're not. You're smart and you're savvy, but you're also kind-hearted and inexperienced.
I'm just saying Logan isn't the piece of garbage that you're making him out to be.
I would bet money that he is sitting by the phone right now, knowing that you're thinking about calling him and inviting him to the concert.
You know what? Maybe that's Sonny or Alcazar, but they're not Logan, and I'm not you.
Lulu, I know this is the last thing you want to hear.
Thank you so much for your words of wisdom, but I can think for myself.
I'm interfacing with the security cameras on Pier 22 so we can monitor the aftermath of the explosion.
Is that it right there?
Yeah.
Looks like the fire department's got it under control, man.
Yeah, it appears so. Stone Cold, I don't get it. Why plant an incendiary device in that particular warehouse? There's nothing there but innocent little coffee beans.
It's a message. Probably from Trevor that Sonny shouldn't have gone to see Anthony Zakara.
How did it, Mr. Corinthos' meeting go?
Zakara is completely insane. He threatened to kill Sonny's family and everyone he cared about.
I tell Trevor I know he's running the Zakara mob. 20 minutes later, my warehouse is on fire. That's not a coincidence.
It's just bizarre, Sonny. Trevor is part of a very elite group of power brokers. Why would he jeopardize that to run, a criminal enterprise?
Zakara probably did something years ago, and Trevor had to clean up the mess. Zakara got crazy, and he started getting worse, so Trevor got more involved in the business, and he started to like it.
What is there to like, exactly, about danger and violence and the threat of years in prison?
Money, influence, the power of life and death. He probably got, really into the business, and it started to grow and grow. It was like an addiction, and he got hooked like a lot of people do. He was the man. He makes decisions on whether you live or die. He turns over profits. And you know what the craziest thing is? That he gets away with it.
Sonny, is that why you became a criminal? Because you like to get away with it?
I have a lot of reasons, and I have no reasons. I never finished school because I didn't want to, become, not that it's a bad thing, a plumber or a mechanic. I wanted to wear a suit and have more money than you could ever spend. But most important, I wanted power because I've been helpless in my life and I would rather die.
I understand ambition. I've built my whole life around it, and I realize that there are compromises that you have to make. When you start talking about living and dying like they're numbers on a spreadsheet, you lose me.
It's a business. Sometimes you have to, the chances you pay is you die, and you got to take the lives of your enemies, and, sometimes Sometimes the violence overwhelms you, and you feel like drowning. And sometimes you lose your mind.
Like Anthony Zakara.
Or like me.
Sonny says the cops are at the other warehouses. Can you pull up the surveillance?
Stone Cold, might you elaborate on what you were talking about before the beneficent one called? Namely, Zakar is killing everyone that Mr. Krinthos cares about?
Zakar is confined to his compound.
Yeah, we most earnestly hope.
We know that it's getting dangerous. And I'm a target. If you want out, Spinelli, now is a good time to get out.
No, the grasshopper will remain by his master's side. I would never abandon you in your hour of need.
I totally blew it with Lulu. I did. I can't believe I was so clueless and stupid. Why didn't I see this coming?
What, see what coming? Is the blonde one in jeopardy?
No. Well, yeah, I mean, she could be.
Well, what happened?
Lulu came to me and told me that Logan broke up with her, that he was being all noble and told her that he wasn't good enough for her, yada, yada, yada. And I told her that Logan was playing her. She got highly defensive. How can I blame her? I mean, I would react the exact same way if someone I trusted told me they doubted my instincts.
Okay, what has the blonde one done?
Well, she's probably gone after the slime ball. You need to go talk to her, Jason.
Me? Why me?
Because you're level-headed, she trusts you, and she'll listen to you.
One of our warehouses are on fire. I can't do this right now.
Did the Zakaras do this?
I think so. But I'm not sure.
Ooh, something or someone's put the pink back in your cheeks, darling.
I said get out.
Well, you clearly seem to have enjoyed your meeting with Lucky. It's such a shame he had to leave. It was an explosion on Pier 22, wasn't it?
You're the one who did it?
Oh, blowing up a warehouse to lure Lucky away from your side. It seems a bit extreme, doesn't it? Nonetheless, it worked.
You were twisted.
What? Never. Nevertheless, I'm intent on continuing our agreement, though I have to warn you, there's a slight change in our terms.
What change?
Oh, it's just a little something to ensure I get what I want.
You never mentioned it, but I know that Rick told you I was bipolar.
Rick is a very troubled man.
Right.
It's true. Sonny. When I met Rick in the park to try to get him to drop the first round of Reckless Drive, God. He mentioned that you were bipolar, and I suggested I could make it public.
Would you have gone through with that? That's all I'm asking.
Sonny, I was lying my head off. I was trying to tell him what I thought he wanted to hear. It didn't work, as you know. And I was ashamed that I even suggested the possibility. And you know what, Sonny? If you think that I consider your illness as some sort of defect, you're wrong.
I did. For a long time. And in some ways I still do. I mean, you know, when we were younger, I mean, you'd always tell me that I was moody, right?
Yes.
Right.
I thought you were trying to act mysterious.
That's how I dealt with things. I don't know if you know this, but sometimes I would get so angry that I did not know what I was doing. I would smash something, or I'd beat the hell out of some guy. But I'd always tell myself, hey, you know what? People get angry all the time. People lose their temper, and then a friend of mine died, and I went into like this gray zone, and I couldn't feel anything. I didn't care. But that passed, right? Then my first wife was killed. And I completely lost it. And I didn't know it at the time. But I was having a breakdown.
Tell me that you got help.
Well, Jason would, you know, he'd keep people away from me and pick up the glass that I would break, and then but, you know, I mean, I just felt like there was something wrong with me, like I was weak.
You must have felt alone.
A lot of times I wanted to kill myself, you know. But then, you know, someone told me that I was sick, that I was mentally ill. I did not want to hear it because I didn't want to be defective.
It's a chemical imbalance, Sonny. It's not your fault, just like having brown eyes or dimples.
Oh, you've done your research.
We did a piece on it in the magazine a few years ago, and one of my best friends back in the city is diagnosed with bipolar. She said it was relieved to find out that there was a cause and a treatment for the way that she felt and the things she did.
Well, the medicine keeps me balanced, keeps me from having a breakdown or, you know, going too high or too low into the darkness, but it hasn't changed who I am. If I want something, I go after it. And that can drive you crazy in a different way, you know.
So how's Anthony doing? Well, that won't happen as long as Johnny stays put. Good, listen to me. We gotta do something about Sonny Corinthos before he goes public with Anthony's condition. Well, lure him to a place where he's vulnerable. And then put that animal down. Permanently.
You know, when I went to see Zakara, I thought I was meeting an enemy. Somebody I could reason with, negotiate with, somebody who understood the threat of violence and use it to his advantage. Like I do. But he is totally insane. 1 minute, he's screaming threats. The next minute, he's talking about roses. And I gotta tell you something. You gotta listen to this. He takes out a gun. Right? And he forces me to play Russian roulette. And in that second, I had two thoughts. One, I don't want to die. Okay? And you know how stupid it was that I miscalculated, walked in on a madman. And the second was watching him thinking that could be me in 20 years.
No, Sonny, never.
You know, hey, you know, when you have too much power, it distorts things. You know, you don't live like other people live. You're a puppet master, and you're pulling all the strings, making all the decisions. Nobody should be in that position.
Look, I don't know Anthony Zakara, nor do I want to, but I'm sure that you were nothing like him.
That's sweet. But I gotta tell you, I see this man. He's in his house, and he's a prisoner, destroyed by his own viciousness and greed. And I just felt like that, you know, that could easily be me. If I lost one person too many, if I stop pretending there are lines I won't cross.
I'm not going to justify your business. It's not right or defendable on any level. But I knew you, Sonny, before you got into that business. I knew you when you were the moody boy with the beautiful smile. And I know you have a conscience. I know that there are lines that you won't cross.
How can we call it an accident? My son said he's seeing some new girl. He told me her name. I keep forgetting it.
It's Lulu. Lulu Spencer.
Lulu Spencer. Yes, that's it. Find out everything you can about her. What do you know about her?
All I know is she's Johnny's friend.
Well, go find more. I want to know how she met Johnny and where she is right now.
Carly thinks that she's looking out for me. Guys have lied to her in the past, so she automatically assumes that you're lying to me too.
How do you know I'm not?
Are you?
No. I told you. You're better off staying. Like I said, I'm not great at doing the noble thing. Okay? So do us both a favor and just leave.
thing is, I have these concert tickets. And I know this guy that likes Blue Star as much as I do. And that means he's not going to be annoyed when I stand up and dance to the songs, and he's the only person that I want to invite.
Making this really tough on me.
Well, maybe that means you should just give in and say yes.
How can I not when you're smiling at me like that?
Stone Cold, please, just this one simple favor. You're a source of unbiased truth. She'll listen to you.
Lulu doesn't listen to anybody.
Logan is a loose cannon, especially when he gets angry. Remember when he punched you at Kelly's?
Yes, he assaulted me with fury and uncalled for
And
violence.
earlier he came by my house looking for Lulu. He busted in the door and he grabbed me.
I don't have time for this.
I need to ask you some questions.
I can't do this right now.
An explosive device went off tonight in your warehouse at 9:15. Do you know who planted it?
See, police work can be very dangerous in this town. Between the warring mobsters, the random lunatics, it would hardly be surprising if Lucky lost his life in the line of duty. On the other hand, his chances of survival would greatly improve if he cooperated. See?
Yeah, I see. What do you want?
But nothing at the moment, but I think I'll need you in the future. I'll trust you to comply. For Lucky's sake.
On the next General Hospital.
What do you want?
Your husband.
He would have taken Jake away from me. My client is asking for sole custody of Jacob Martin.
This is actually really important. I need to ask you a favor.
Watch weekdays on ABC, weeknights on